What are you using to track KPIs? We use a lot of different things. A Google Sheet is the answer. Like, you should be able to track what you need to. You may have to manually import data over there, but like, you look at it on a Google Sheet, that's the easiest way to do it. But we use, for me, I look at things a little bit differently. So I'm looking at multiple pieces of companies. So I use Plecto for a lot of that stuff because it's connected through Podio. But there's a lot of good things out there. You don't have to overcomplicate it. I mean, you guys are only trying to track a few numbers. You don't need to get too crazy with it. It's like, if you're talking daily, just build yourself a spreadsheet that has some daily tracking metrics on it that you can fill in. And then it gets, even if you don't know what to do with it, just start tracking it daily, and you can expand from there. And then you can start working on summarizing it and analyzing it. Like, the first step is, are you collecting the data, or is the data somewhere to where you can go get it in a spreadsheet and now look at what's really happening? So that, that means, guys, like, that means you've got, if you're using a dialer, you've got daily tracking on. There's no broad way to answer it. So if you guys have questions on that, reach out to me. We can try and talk about your system specifically, but there's always going to be a report in your system that's like a daily activity report. So if it's a dialer, you can see for every day, like, here's how many dials, here's how many connects, right? So two very important ones. And here's how many ended up in each stage of the pipeline. Same thing with your checks platforms. You can see, daily sends, and then response rate or response, how many people responded that day. Super important too, guys, that you figure out the distinction in those numbers. If your response rate includes people that are responding, stop and unsubscribe, any of those things, or if it doesn't, because you have to, if it doesn't, you need the other number, right? Because really what you're they're both important to look at, but really what you're trying to see is what's the rate my texts are not only getting through, but being looked at and then replied to.